Assalamu alaikum everyone and welcome back to Learn to Read Qur'an. So in today's lesson we are going to get more practice with the Tanween of Dhamma, the Dhamma Tanween, the two Dhammas. We met it last time, we saw it looked like that, and I promised you that you would get to see the other way it looked, and here we go, it can look like that as well. So it can either look like the Dhamma that's got the little kind of cap on top of it, or it can look like two open Dhammas. And you know what I'm going to say, don't you? I'm going to tell you that to know why it can present itself in those two different ways, you're going to find out when you are towards the end of this course. At the moment, just accept it. You get to see two different ways of Dhamma Tanween. So we're going to go through this practice page. I'm going to recite it, point out anything that I think needs pointing out. But other than that, just practice along with me. I'll go slowly so you can practice alongside me. Here we go. Bismillah. A, ha, dun, su, ru, run. See, the un noise is the same, no matter how the two double dhammas look, whether they look like the closed over version or the two open dhammas, it will still sound like an un noise on the letter. Let's carry on. O, sa, mun, ra, ba, ra, tun. Line 2. Ku, tu, bun. O, ta, ra, tun. U, dhu, nun. Na, fa, run. Line 3. A, shi, run. Ba, sha, run. Ma, ra, dun. Ha, sa, na, tun. I'll slow down in case I'm going too fast for anyone, but really by now all the letters you should have them absolutely, like you could say them in your sleep by now. You should be able to recognize those letters and recognize that all the vowels that come with it. And now it's just a question of putting all the sounds together into these words. So let's carry on. Line 4. Su, na, nun. Ru, su, lun. Ra, ba, bun. A, ja, lun. Line 5. Ma, la, kun. Ha, ra, jun. Sha, ja, run. La, I, bun. So this is amazing. You are reading words from the Qur'an. And that's important to know because if, like me, at one point you thought you would never be able to read any Arabic at all and that it would always just look like a whole bunch of squiggles, then if you've got this far, know that you are reading words from the Quran and it's not long now until you'll be reading whole sentences. So let's keep going. Line 6. Ba, o, ra, tun, a, khun, na, sa, bun. So if I'm saying these heavy sounds and you're thinking, oh yeah, I forgot that's a heavy letter, go back to that first alphabet page and memorize which of these letters have that thick oh noise that goes with it. And that oh noise comes from the back of the tongue becoming thick and raised up at the back. So let's carry on. We've got دون. حو. مو. Did everyone see this is a meme? Meme with a Dhamma. So حو. مو. رن. سي. نا. تون. أو. ما. من. ع. را. ضن. Last line. في. أ. تون. Now sometimes my students tell me that this little letter Hamza can confuse them because we know that sometimes it can occur on an alif, it can be sat there on top of a wow, it can be sat there on top of a ya, but sometimes it just asks for a little bit of a cushion, and that is nothing at all but just a bit of a line just to keep a place, almost like a seat, for this letter Hamza. So don't get confused when you see Hamza. Don't start trying to pronounce the letter that it's sat on top of. So, for example, here, where we had this word, too many scribblings, aren't there? Let's take some of them off. Okay. So, for example, here, when we had the Hamza and it was sat on the Alif, we know that the Alif, it can be invisible to us. It's only the Hamza that we're looking at. So let's complete this last line that we were reading. Fi. A. Tun. Wa. Ji. La. Tun. A. Si. Run. Ka. Li. Ma. Tun. So looking at this last word, the one that we've just read, sometimes it can get a little bit tricky to see where the letters really are, because sometimes they're written sort of really right up next to each other. So here this is the kaf, and you can see it's got the fatha. So there you go, you've got ka. What's the next letter to it? It's the lam with the kasra. So li. And then the other is mim with the fatha, ta with the two dhammas. But that's how you have to approach a word where you think to yourself, oh my goodness, what letters have you got here? Just look at each one and remember, when there's a vowel, there has to be a letter to match it. So here we can see a fatha, we can see a kasra, which tells us straight away there has to be two letters here. There can't just be one, because you never have a vowel without an accompanying letter. Anyway, I think you've all done very well with this page. Practice it as many times as you need, and I'll see you all again next time. Assalamu alaikum.